The rise to power of revolutionary leaders in Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger has marked a turning point in Africa's political landscape. These leaders have exposed long-hidden truths about corruption and exploitation that many Africans could only suspect. They have revealed how certain African leaders, often in collusion with Western powers, undermine their nations by trading away Africa's vast natural resources, minerals in particular, in exchange for loans and aid that serve to entrench dependency. These revelations have unmasked a global web of deceit that perpetuates Africa's subjugation while enriching external powers. Their bold leadership showcases that with integrity, vision and decisive governance, transformative progress is achievable. A prime example is the leader of Burkina Faso, whose remarkable developmental initiatives have been visible without grandstanding or self-promotion. His work speaks volumes, inspiring Africans across the continent. On December 25, 2024, General Abdulrahman Chiani, chairman of the National Council for the Protection of the Homeland in Niger, delivered a groundbreaking 3-hour television interview that sent shockwaves across Africa and beyond. Broadcast in Hausa, Zarma and French, the session resembled a masterclass in geopolitics, where Chiani unveiled a series of grave accusations supported by meticulous intelligence. He detailed a grand conspiracy orchestrated by France, along with its regional allies, to recolonize West Africa. His revelations touched upon 5 major areas, each brimming with implications for Africa's sovereignty and security. General Chiani made the explosive claim that France has been funding terrorism across West Africa, funneling billions of francs into groups like Boko Haram. He revealed documents proving that the former Nigerian government, under French coordination, had been secretly paying salaries to terrorists. Chiani expressed his outrage at this betrayal, stating, "We discovered to our astonishment that the former regime was paying salaries to terrorists with French coordination." This revelation, he argued, not only jeopardized Niger's security, but also exposed the West's hypocrisy in claiming to combat terrorism while simultaneously enabling it. Chiani exposed covert French operations to establish military bases in Borno State, Nigeria, and provided precise coordinates of secret training facilities in Benin and Ivory Coast. According to him, these camps currently host over 400 individuals undergoing training for subversive activities aimed at destabilizing Niger and its neighbors. He stated, "France is attempting to establish permanent military footholds under the guise of counter-terrorism. These bases are nothing more than instruments of control and destabilization." This conspiracy, he added, underscores France's ambitions to tighten its grip on the region. The general did not shy away from naming and shaming regional leaders who, he claimed, had betrayed Niger for personal gain. He accused Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of accepting bribes from France, demanding transparency from him. Tinubu received money in France and the people of Nigeria deserve an explanation. Chiani also highlighted the clandestine activities of Benin's President Patrice Talon, revealing that he had made 9 secret visits to Paris to conspire against Niger. Chiani described these betrayals as a stab in the back from nations that Niger once considered allies. Chiani accused France of waging an all-out economic war to cripple Niger's progress. He revealed how France has obstructed Niger's attempts to sell uranium to European markets, which is vital to Niger's economy, pressured corporations like Toyota to halt the sale of military vehicles to Niger. These actions, Chiani claimed, are calculated efforts to weaken Niger's economy and force the country into submission. He declared, "Our resources are ours, and we will not allow foreign powers to dictate how we use them." Chiani lambasted the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, describing it as a French puppet that serves the interests of its former colonial master rather than those of West African nations. He rejected ECOWAS's decision to extend Niger's transitional period, asserting, "Their decisions do not concern us. Our position is firm and irreversible. We will not bow to external pressure." Chiani concluded his interview with a defiant and patriotic message, calling on Nigerians to stand united against neo-colonialism. "We know where we came from and where we are going. We expelled France on July 26, 2023, and our position is clear: homeland or death." He urged his people to show resilience and solidarity in the face of mounting external pressures, emphasizing the importance of safeguarding Niger's sovereignty. The detailed accusations leveled by General Chiani have sparked a wave of introspection and debate across Africa. His revelations not only challenge the traditional narratives of Western engagement with Africa, but also demand a re-evaluation of regional alliances and the role of institutions like A.E.S. As the continent absorbs these revelations, a new wave of political consciousness is emerging. African nations are now being called upon to unite, resist external exploitation, and chart a path toward true independence and development. The fight for sovereignty, as exemplified by General Chiani and other revolutionary leaders, serves as a beacon of hope for a continent that has endured centuries of exploitation. These bold actions and revelations are reshaping Africa's political landscape and signaling the dawn of a new era, one where Africa demands respect, autonomy, and accountability on its own terms. The revelations made by General Chiani are not just about Niger, they speak to the broader challenges faced by Africa in its quest for independence and self-determination. These accusations, if validated, expose the deeply entrenched systems of exploitation that have hindered Africa's development for centuries. Chiani's bold stance serves as a wake-up call for African nations to reassess their alliances, demand accountability from their leaders, and reject systems that perpetuate dependency and exploitation. This moment is a turning point in Africa's history. Revolutionary leaders like Chiani are igniting a wave of political consciousness, proving that Africa can and must take control of its destiny. By exposing these conspiracies and standing firm against external pressures, they are laying the foundation for a future where Africa's vast potential is harnessed for the benefit of its people. The road ahead will not be easy, but as Chiani's declaration makes clear, homeland or death, we choose sovereignty, dignity, and progress.
So, these terrorists are currently benefiting from material support, financial support, and training support from France, with, of course, the complicity of other Western powers. Because if they simply told France to stop, I am sure France would stop. But since they are complicit and Niger deserves a correction, it is of course necessary to supervise the terrorists so that ultimately Niger falls and it is proven to the world, to Africa, and to Nigeria in particular, that we are not worthy of any self-determination, that we are not worthy of taking responsibility for ourselves, and that we are nothing but incapable. But Allah, may He be praised and exalted, is with the truthful, and God willing, they will fail. The destabilization strategy is simple. It consists, firstly, as I said, of financing, equipping, training, and positioning terrorist movements along the border of the Confederation, not only of Niger, but of the Confederation, because the objective is the dismantling of the Confederation. In this sense, what did the French do with, of course, the accompaniment of the European Union, which remains, despite the evidence, attached to the deadly and crazy policy of the French authorities? The French positioned, already on the 25th, I emphasize, the night of October 25th to 26th, 2023, equipment in the Lake Chad Basin at the time when they withdrew, when they disengaged from Niger, passing of course by land which links us with the sister Republic of Chad. They made contact with the terrorists. They offered them, the terrorists of the Bakura wing with Abu their leader, and the terrorists of the ISWAP wing with Abu Musa al-Barnawi as leader, financing, training, and equipment on the condition that these movements agree to go to war against the Republic of Niger.
Ces mouvements acceptent d'aller en guerre contre la République du Niger.
On the condition that these movements accept that French troops occupy the Lake Chad Basin, certain islands that we know, but whose name we keep silent for obvious reasons.
Mais que nous tairons le nom pour des raisons évidentes. Ils ont fait cette proposition.
They made this proposal to the two wings of the former Boko Haram of Yusuf Mohammed, if you remember.
Yusuf Mohammed, si vous vous rappelez.